Got the e.l.f. Hydrating primer. I'm just going to turn that off because that's not good. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? It's Monday. I don't know what the date is. Just getting ready to go out and take care of a few things, and I thought I'd say, hey, how you doing? Just gonna throw my fake face on. It's starting out with the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer as usual. What's going on out there in YouTube, Bill? Nothing much happening here. Work and home. Work and home. If you hear any noises, babies are downstairs and they are watching their little shows. My daughter-in-law was kind enough to pick up some really good clean videos for innocent eyes to view. So I really like putting on the primer. I never used to. I used to just put plain old everyday ordinary Dermasil. Yes, from the tree, the Dollar Tree. Because as many of us are temporarily financially challenged, you do what you gotta do. So anyway, that feels pretty good, nice and slippery. And then we have the CC cream by It's Cosmetic. And it is in a light color. Haven't used this in quite some time. So I says, all right, let's go ahead and give that a try. Trying to get this lighting just right. I feel like, what was that on Superman? Great Caesar's Ghost? Is that what Perry White, the publisher, used to say? Great Caesar's Ghost! So, I'm trying to even out the skin tone. So you apply this in the areas you feel you need evening. You know how we do, basically under the eyes. Okay, over my whole face. Haven't really had anything different happening, and I am not wanting to repeat myself with the same thing over and over. Been absolutely exhausted with this job. Someone texted me and asked me about the job. It's just a job. Do I like it? No, I don't. I'm grateful to the Heavenly Father to have it. Do I like it? No, I do not. It is physically very demanding. Oh, yes, it is. But grateful to have it. And got all my W-2s, got to get my taxes done. Don't think I'll owe anything. You see what I mean? Everyday ordinary, nothing new or exciting. I'm going to turn this off. It's driving me nuts. That might be a little bit better for you. I can see myself, but I don't know how it looks to you. And of course, I like the LA Colors pressed powder. Yes, I do. That is the LA Colors pressed powder, also from the tree. And I'm in the country, and I'm hoping pretty soon to take myself a little trip into big city. I need to know what's happening over there, because it's okay here. It's peaceful here. But the convenience of stores and things that you need is not as good as a city would be. I don't want to be in the midst of a big city. I don't want to be around too many people. Just thoughts rolling through my mind. I want to see what this big city deal is all about. You hear about it, hear other employees talking about it. I go get gas at the same place on the weekend, and the gentleman that pumps the gas, he tells me about it. So I'm like, what's all the hullabaloo about this city? So I got to go see. And I've earned the vacation time to do so. Normally I get 2 days off in a row, but sometimes they split that. Sometimes they do, and I thought my 2 days were coming. And as I viewed the schedule that comes out every Thursday, I still had 3 more days of work that I did not expect. Got done with them, and this is my 1 day off. Then I work 3 more, and then I get another one off. Hi, C. Belinda Davis. Thank you for your comment. I'm right here. I love you very much. I hope all is well. I'm sorry I haven't been on at all. Okay, so we cover that, try to even that out and think it makes it look a little bit better. Nothing will get rid of the turkey net or the wrinkles under the 57-year-old face, but you do what you do. And just your standard blush, the duo that I always use. Finally got my little blush brush. Let's talk about YouTube for a moment. Let's talk about people. Now, I realize and recognize what I look like. My jacked up teeth and my face. I know what I sound like. I know what I look like. Do you know how many times I've gotten the comment, is that a man? Yep. And I used to delete those comments. Now I leave them and I answer, no. My answer is this. No, I am not a man. I am a mother of a 30-year-old son and the grandmother of 2 beautiful grandbabies is my answer. And then I keep it pushing. I don't have a soft face by any means. I do not. I have a deep voice. The deep voice comes from my father's side of the family. My mother had a higher voice. But this is just who I am and what I look like. And that's it. I don't know, should I buy a share wig and talk like this? Yeah, the lippy is, hold on a second. Should we turn that light on again? I think this is the Dollar Tree lippy that I had the last time. And it is, oh, dark wine. I had to turn to the side, but it's dark wine, and it is CS, sorry for leaving the camera frame, C536A, C536A, and I get that from the tree. What I normally do is put the lippy on, and I got my little lip liner thingy, because here is crooked. Lost a little flesh when I fainted and fell forward many, many years ago. I'm surprised my face came back together, but the doctor was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant in putting this whole piece back together. Yeah. Sometimes a negative comment can hurt your feelings, sometimes not. At first, when I first got a comment like that, I went into shock. I'm like, really? I was walking around thinking I looked cute with my fake face. Reality check. The image of beauty. What is the image of beauty? Kim Kardashian? Rihanna? Beyonce? What is the image that is in the younger generation? So, plastered across your YouTube screen and your television screen, if you watch television, I don't watch TV, are these images of what is considered to be beautiful. What do you consider to be beautiful? A dainty, a feminine, that sort of thing. On television, This is where I use this simple brush, retractable. Let's see, go this way. Let me get it on the camera, about this way. Retractable. You push the top and it brings the brush forward. Getting back to the question. What is real beauty? Is it within or on your shell on the outside? What do you think? Have you ever seen a very handsome man or a beautiful woman be just as ugly with their tongue? Yeah. Alright. Kind of, sort of, okay, my usual makeup face. Which is why there are many, many, many times I'm hesitant to come on because of the repetitiveness of my videos. I want to be creative and interesting, but I am Jane Doe. That would be Jane Doe, not John. An entire human being came out of my body, a Jane Doe. So the hair is black. The hair is black. No purple this time around. And you know what I found? It is a very dark black. How did this happen? What did I do to do that? See my little thin spot? Well, my grays were starting to come in. So I hit up the tree because the last time I went there to get some dishwashing liquid, the Ajax there, you know, they got the Ajax. They got all kinds, but I like the Ajax. Hold on a second. Don't want to mess up the wiring here. A flat iron. And I saw with the hair coloring, the little mini teeny itty bitty selection that they have. Let's see, we'll flip out. Meaning flip it at the bottom. They had the in-between root, you know, the root stuff that you put on. And it just so happened to be black. And I had a soft black with a little bit of purple. And so I says, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this. And I'm looking at it. I mixed it. It comes in a little, once you mix it, there's a little plastic container. And I mixed it really good and I applied it to my roots. And I had a little left. So I started applying it to my hair. And it's a kind of literally the color of a raven. And my mother's favorite hair color was nice and easy. Jet black. Oh, yes, indeed. And there's a reason for the flip out. I'll tell you in a minute. Usually I tuck it in. So I looked at it when I got done and I kind of like it. So at the moment, we're going to go ahead and stick to that. I'm sorry I'm cut off, but the part of my head gets cut off when I get close. It is because you're on the tripod, but the tripod only goes so high. The tripod that came with the camera. Surprised I found it. Okay, the reason that we are flipping and we have our turtleneck on. We lost Miss Mary Tyler Moore. Who can turn the world on with her smile. Oh, yes, indeed. I loved her and I love that show. I live that show every Saturday. To me, she seemed like one of the goodies. And there she is in her little apartment with her letter M on the wall and her furniture just so, and her fold-out bed and her grumpy boss, Mr. Grant, and Rhoda, her New York neighbor. And of course, from that show came the spin-off with MTM Productions, that's her production company, was the show Rhoda, was, I think, Lou Grant. Lou Grant got his own show, and I think that lasted for 5 seasons. Then the big deal was Rhoda getting married. And do any of you remember the episode of Rhoda where she got married? And I forget what the confusion was, where they didn't pick her up. So they show her running through the streets of New York City. She's got her wedding dress on, trying to make it to the wedding. Do any of you, I'm sure a few of you remember that. That was a big deal. Rhoda finally getting hitched. And remember her mother, I think she was played by Nancy Walker. Nancy Walker played Rhoda's kind of ever-involved busybody mom, ever making her feel guilty. Jewish mama guilt. Yeah, so there you are, a poor little girl in the projects, and you're watching a show and wishing you were Mary Tyler Moore. The independent woman. And the hat toss out there in Minneapolis, St. Paul, the hat toss into the air. Everybody knows all about her tossing the hat, and they kept that even though the show went into new seasons. They showed new footage of her walking with her new hairdo, but at the very end of the intro, they kept the hat toss in. She had diabetes and was very ill at the very end, and in the state of Connecticut, she wanted her last days to be at home. Can you blame her? If I am sick like that and I'm on my deathbed, I would rather have friends and family around me when I leave this world. My mother did not have that luxury as she died. Sorry to be so, whatever. She died alone. Her birthday was a couple of days ago. And I was at work when I realized it was her birthday. I thought about taking the night off, but I said, what good would that do? She wouldn't want me doing that. It was so many years ago. As many of you know, I flip and flop onto many different subject matter as I'm getting myself together. How are you all doing out there? How are you doing? A little bit melancholy on my end. So we're just doing that. Yeah, we're losing a lot. I think we lost, I know we lost Mr. Al Jarreau. Remember Al Jarreau? Musician, singer. Oh yes, indeed. A lot of the actresses and actors we grew up watching are in their late 70s, their 80s. I think Miss Betty White, who is also on that show, is in her 90s. So, that's life. That's life, my friends. It's life. Death is a part of life. Well, I don't know if I can get the perfect flip because the end of my hair being so bleached for so long is dry as a bone and severely damaged. I'm trimming a little bit away every 4 weeks or so. But yeah, I knew we were going to lose Ms. Moore. So I got onto YouTube and mega watched the episodes and thought about her, and she brought me back to my young years. I was wishing I could work for Mr. Grant and have a little car and be in a brand new city alone, making my way. Any of you ever have those aspirations when you were young? To just, when you had no children, no husband, you had aspirations when you were young to do certain set things? I know I did. We all had the thought of what we wanted to do, what we wanted to be. We all had the thoughts. Some were able to accomplish, some not. I did the secretarial thing. I got to do that. But life has a funny way of stepping in the way. insecurity will step in the way and slap your dreams aside. Yes, indeed. So anyway, we take our little flip as best as we can. Ms. Moore had quite an effect on me as a youngster. And everyone had nothing but good things to say, including myself. She was a lady, through and through. A lady through and through. To me, very sophisticated. Very classy. Very classy. Like Miss Lena Horne. Very classy woman. I don't know if there are any young actresses that can fit the bill. Not that you want to do any comparisons. It's not fair to the young actress. But I'm thinking in my mind, is there anyone that can fit the bill? Sandra Bullock, maybe? I don't know. I was awakened early this morning. I went outside. And had my, for me, it's what I do, at my confession time before the Lord. And conversation. I have a lot of questions. So I'm asking my questions. There you have sort of a flip. And if you're wondering, move stuff out of the way. Give me a moment so I can release you from the tripod. We are wearing just your standard turtleneck. And hold on, let's flip that to the side. And then we go down to the little pig pants. Remember her wearing that? I do. Let's get you into my messy room, just 1 second. And I mean, it's a mess. So what have I done? Sorry about my face being all close. What have I done to solve my bed problem? Well, I picked up for $49, I think it was $49.99. I picked up this mat. Let's see if you can see it. Just 1 second. See, this is my sheet. This is the mat. You see the mat there? I got a blanket under there. This is a queen size piece of foam which I folded in half. This is a twin size piece of foam which is on top of that. I got all these layers here. Just like that. Yes, I bought a regular sheet set. And I got the El Cheapo blanket. Yep. I have a messy bed. But that is... If I can back up a little bit, that is my bed. Sorry, it's so messy. Is it comfortable? It's comfortable. Shall we sit on it? I had a scarf here, hold on a second, that I got from the tree. Should have seen the little woven hat I picked up for Emma and the little purse to go with it. She was delighted. Hold on just a moment. So I decided to have the sunlight facing me, and I picked this up. I kind of like it. I like the color. Things are fair to partly cloudy, let's just say. And basically, I like to take her any scarf. No, not like that. I can do it. I think I can. And I'm looking at y'all, I'm looking at the thing. And then you take her and just tie her back. My hair is very unruly, very thick. I have no complaints about that. And then you can tuck them back if you choose. We'll tuck them back. Have the ears exposed. Bring it up just so. And give her a couple of ties in the back. Seeing as I'm wearing gray and black, why not splash a little bit of color over my Dollar Tree raven root hair? And sometimes you can choose to, if I can get it just right, you can have the scarf kind of just like that. And add yourself a little bit of color. Oh, yes, indeed. Remember when Rhoda would wear the scarf like a pirate just about over her hair, and everybody was running around? Everybody was running around with the scarf on their heads, as was I. Very, very simple looking little earring. One faces this way and the other faces the other way. But yeah. You're just going to feel for that opening and slide her in. So yeah, I don't watch much of the news. I was visiting with somebody and got the news about Miss Moore. I'm sorry to go on about it. I know she was an actress playing a part. We all know that. But it got a lot of young girls thinking, and I'm not talking about being, there is your earring, a simple Walmart $2 and change earring. And then that just, maybe I can stand up a little bit better, you can see me. I'm going to step back and sew thread off. And so this was a look of one Mary Tyler Moore. Yes, indeed. And I'll tell you what, it kind of reminds me also, what was the woman on the Breakfast at Tiffany's? I can't think of her name. I gotta tell y'all something. I happen to love this kind of look. I absolutely love it. It's very simple and I think quite cute. Put that down. And sit back on my makeshift bed. I don't know, the flip's kind of falling apart a little bit because my hair is not really long, but she's getting there. We're not going to continue to talk about my hair. Hide the turkey neck. Anyways, nothing really happening. I just wanted to check in and yeah. Come here and say hi to the folks. Yes. In my junky room. Do I have furniture? Not really. I've got a chair, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of junk on the chair, and I got a little table over there. I got another table with a broken leg someone was getting rid of, and I have to wood glue and get some finishing, very thin little nails into it. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Yes, indeed. Anyways, I just wanted to check in. And my son had this, it was expressing to me this morning, he had a very prophetic dream about the end times. I can give you a little bit of it. He was much older, he said, and he had a long beard and he was alone. He had guns on his hip, a shotgun on his back and a gun on his ankle, and everything was pretty much destroyed as he went through this abandoned area. Destroyed, looking like nuclear. He looked down to see a cat crawling on its front paws because its rear legs were missing, and it was just crawling on its belly. And he looked off in the distance and saw a building and went running to it. And he was so frustrated and so angry, he just wanted to destroy He was just very angry within this dream. So he gets over to, let me get this correct. He sees a bunch of people, and there's a person at the helm of the people being very mean. And he goes to run, and they start to chase him. He ends up in a building, enters through these plastic flap, and he's looking for a bomb to destroy the people that were chasing him. And he opens up this box where the bomb should be, and it's gone. He steps outside and sees a very bright light, and he starts to get very angry because it's just so bright. He says he has sunglasses on, and it just bursts through his sunglasses. And he cusses. My son gets angry and cusses. And a voice from above. He hears the sounds of horses. I kid you not. And a voice from above. Stop cussing. Stop cussing. And there are people from above, and the person that's talking to him, he can't see a face. He sees part of a body. And the people on the horses and the person at the head of them starts destroying people, literally burning them to a crisp. And then after a bit of time, there's a switch, and some of the people that were left, that were decent people, they revert back to themselves. A man looking all raggedy, with dirty and with rags on, reverts to a businessman. A woman just haggard looking reverts back to her original shape, and the whole little city just reverts back to being a normal, clean city with everybody going about their business as though nothing had ever happened. I found that to be a very interesting dream. He said, May woke up, he said, Mom, I had this dream. And he said, this dream could be a movie. I said, son, that's very interesting. The person on the horse and the bright light. Isn't that interesting? Oh, yes, indeed. A lot soon to happen. Not sure if that's going to happen or happen soon, but a lot soon to happen. You want to say bye-bye to the folks? Do you have anything to say? I love you all so very much. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.